Hello there folk, Tom here again, back after the weekend break, and today we will be, I believe, killing the Noom Wraith, and finishing off the quests to go kill the Griffin. I think. It's a short one today, because you'll see. No spoilers. But for good reason, probably. So there we go. We got the woman's bracelet, and to break the curse of the Noom Wraith, we have to return her possessions to her,
and the bracelet,
and then burn her body,
Igni.
like so. It's like a cooking show. Oh, there you go. Ainsley Harriet will be proud. Hang. Here we go, so getting back into the old tactics, using a bit of Erden here to keep the Wraith in her physical form. That's interesting, the first time I fought this Noom Wraith, I bugged the fight. I summoned the Noom Wraith like you just saw there, and then as the fight started I was for some reason spamming the A button, and then immediately sat back down to examining the body again and lighting it, which summoned a second Noom Wraith. So on my first playthrough, I was fighting two Noom Wraiths at once. And I didn't know about Erden, so I was hitting it in this spectral form for about 15 minutes. It didn't die, that was the whole fight. I was just smacking it constantly, over and over and over and over and over again. I was taking damage. It was on normal difficulty, so I wasn't that close to death at any point, but it just took so long. Because I didn't read the bestiary, even. And that's why you read the bestiary, folks. To not take 15 minutes killing a Noom Wraith. But yeah, as you can see here, this is not taking 15 minutes. And that's because we now know to use Erden. And this fight went well because, as I was talking about last time, when it splits into three like that, it can drain your health. And that's a text message that I really should have put on silent. Oh well. Too late.
She's gone. For good.
Cool. So we killed it. That's good. That's good. And it looks like we are also done with all the points of interest in White Orchard. So yeah, so it's just the main quest line now. Got to return to this guy for the reward, but apart from that, we are done in the White Orchard. Which means, potentially next episode, we're moving on to Valen. So if you've been looking forward to that, then fucking get hype. Yeah, haven't mentioned this actually, interesting. This, if you don't remember his hair, is the fucking guy we saved from the Griffin in the one of the first cutscenes with Vesemir. And that happens a lot with merchants in this. If you remember those, what are they called? The areas where I killed all those ghouls and then people came back to it.
Got good news and bad news.
Sometimes if you complete those areas, you'll get merchants that return to them and will give you discounted prices. Sometimes if you clear certain bandit camps, there'll be a locked up merchant in a cage, and if you free him, they'll go to wherever the local town is, and they'll sell you stuff at discounted prices. So there's a lot of that, and that's sort of just a hint to show that that'll be a mechanic in the future. There's our Gwent friend. I believe that Gwent guy, the professor from Oxenfurt, is there until the end of White Orchard, so I believe that you can complete the Gwent battle, I guess, to get Zoltan Shiva at any point during the White Orchard area, as long as you do it before you finish.
Farewell.
So you know, do that. If you're into either Gwent or achievements, I seriously suggest doing that. Because Zoltan Juve is a good card at the start of the game. Not so much at the end of the game, but, you know.
A return customer. Well,
I'd like you to forge something for me.
See, as you can see here, it says wrong craftsman, even, underneath the swords. Now, certain blacksmiths will be swordsmiths, and certain blacksmiths will be armorsmiths. And swordsmiths can craft swords and other various weapons, as you might expect, and armorsmiths can forge armor. And they can't do either or. And I believe all smiths in the game are like this. I don't think there's one that can do both. And there's varying levels of blacksmith as well as amateur, journeyman, and master. I think there's only 3. Amateur is the lowest level, so they can do amateur recipes. Journeyman is the second, they can do journeyman recipes, and master is the first. There's only a couple. I think there might even only be 2 master blacksmiths in the game, one for swords, one for armor. Then you won't encounter these till a bit later on in the game, but, you know. Tamira. Tamiras. Am I right, boys? Right. Right. Fantastic.
without you, she'd never have lived to wed. Now,
yeah. Remember what I said about Geralt? My Geralt just taking gold whenever.
How about that?
Doesn't listen to this bloke's sob story.
nor did I suppose I'd ever give one to a
He's going to give this
Strange times these
gold
days.
to his dead daughter's
Strange.
to his dead daughter for a wedding dowry, but I just nicked it because give me my fucking money, bitch. I don't care. I'm a witcher. Don't do shit for free. Although to be fair, I mean I did just like save their village, so it's not like I'm completely evil or completely heartless. Like, I mean, come on. They couldn't get water from the well without me. Then they'd be really fucked. So 21 fucking crowns for saving an entire village. It's not much, is it really? They may be poor, but I just saved their asses.
Anyone home? Must be out hunting.
So there we go. Trying to find the hunter to do a
Trail's
thing.
fresh. His love just left.
To find out where the Griffin killed the squad of Nilfgaardian soldiers. Because that hopefully will lead us to the Griffin's location, or lair. And here he is,
You,
Mr. Mislav.
Hear that?
Whose name could be in reference to Milver, the hunter from That's a Drill.
Wild dogs.
Yes.
More
Great.
dangerous than
Well,
wolves.
fuck it.
Dogs more dangerous.
Yeah,
than
it could be in
wolves.
reference to Milver, who was the hunter I was talking about a couple of episodes ago from the
No, but I guess you're about to
from the books.
Wolves
Very cool character.
fill their bellies. Wild dogs kill for sport.
just like
It's
humans.
fine, you know, just drill.
They
Just
learn
keep drilling.
much from us. Why not cruelty too?
I'm hunting bigger game. The Nilfgaardians
So here,
believe in
it's one of the rare times in the game that something said in dialogue in relation to mechanics isn't actually true.
Monster Slayer that he's talking about.
Now this guy Mislav said that wild dogs are far more dangerous than wolves.
I'll show you, sure.
Yeah,
I've
that's
gotta kill those mutts before they hurt
it's not true,
someone.
Mislav, is it really? I mean,
Will you help?
we've seen some wolves,
If you don't mind
I haven't seen
rubbing
wild
your
dogs
silver
yet,
blades
but
on 'em?
all wild dogs, every single wild dog in the game is level 1.
No. Dogs.
Every single dog. They don't scale, they don't go up as you go up, they stay at level 1. All wolves in the game are at least level 5.
Since the war started.
So, sorry, wolves are level 5, all wolves are at least level 3, I believe.
Strangler, killer man. for
Even
a
that
shot.
alone should tell you that wild dogs are not more dangerous than wolves.
Dog.
And the next fight
No more.
will tell you and show you that they really are not more dangerous than wolves.
Gut stuck to
And
their
there's less of
skin
them too.
late. Attacked another one.
The fucking monsters. Half their health for one Igby. Yep. Didn't even get hit. More dangerous than wolves, folks. More dangerous than wolves. Should I close my window? Nah, it's too hot. Not as hot as it was, but too hot.
Dieter.
You know him.
We served at the Lord's Manor together. Where the
Something like
Black
that.
Army is
You'll just have
encamped
to-
now. He
just
was
have to
the
live
steady
through it.
hand, I was the
I'm
Lord's
sure you can
hunter.
manage.
That was before. A long time ago.
Fucking nosy bastard.
Before what?
Before they drove me from the village.
What did you do?
Nothing. I'm a freak. Sorry. I'd rather not talk about it.
Press him. It's an interesting story.
I'm a freak too.
I'm a freak too.
Aye, but of another kind.
If it's lycanthropy, I can help.
What a Witcher thing to say.
Lycanthropy. Werewolves. Handled a few cases in the past. It's usually a simple curse that...
The Lord's son, Florian, and I, we loved each other. Dieter walked in on us in the stables. They drove me away. Florian hanged himself. Lord started drinking. And
So,
the estate
all
fell
of these
through.
stories that we're hearing here in White Orchard, all of the stuff to do with the Wraith and the well, all of what this guy just said is all related. The Lord is the guy that burned down that village.
I was to show you where I
And
found
part of his
Nilfgaard's
motivation for doing that was what we just heard.
Griffin. Know anything about it?
Oh, not much. Not my kind of game.
So the story of this whole area is interconnected, and Tamira
Instincts alone ought to
is one of the few characters that can tell us a bit more, gives a bit more story on it,
No griffin can hear me nor spy me.
as that guy hinted in his house earlier. See, that's what I was talking about, with the NPCs in the game letting you set the pace of the running. I'm sprinting, and he is sprinting at my speed ahead of me, which is just the best thing ever. Seriously.
'Twas here.
'Twas here.
One lay there by the stubble, headless. The other hung from a branch, guts splayed.
Yeah, that'll
stretching
do
out.
it. I think that'll do it.
Watch out for yourself now.
Oh. Oh.
I'll be fine.
Nothing to mourn, they are
Not the
MILF
first
Guardians.
Griffin I've
MILF Guardians? Wow, that's something completely
Likely
different.
won't last either.
Hope you're right. Good hunting.
Wondered if I'd slip up on that. And I
It was
did.
black, saturated
Fucking
with blood.
rip.
Nilfgaardians were celebrating. Griffin interrupted them. A camp.
Not a very pleasant bloodstain. That must have been a lot of blood.
These prints are older and deeper, heavily armored. Nilfgaardians probably.
Yeah, the what I just picked up there was an amateur, either weapon or armor repair kit, and these are essentially blacksmiths on the go. They can repair
Griffin's
your
nest.
items
What remains of it, at
in
least.
the field, so you don't have to go back to a blacksmith to do so, which is very handy, especially if there's weapon degradation and armor degradation in this game. So if
Have already hatched.
you see that your armor or weapons are getting a bit
Other Griffins
shite
must
in
be
terms of
on their
durability, you can repair them in the field.
Deep cuts over the whole body. Not a drop of blood on the beak or claws. Didn't defend herself. Crept up on her while she
So another part of the Witcher,
beak
or at
tips
least
worn.
Geralt's character, is that he may be a Witcher and he may hunt monsters for a living, but at the same time, if there's
Life when young.
a rare or endangered species of monster, he's not just gonna... If it's not hurting anyone, he's not gonna go out of his way to kill it. And most times he will let it live, and he'll show compassion for it because
Explains why the male
it's so
Arabs
rare.
were
Like
so
at the
aggressive.
depending on what you did,
Hunted the
Mars.
Nilfgaardians
Well,
down
huge spoilers for Witcher 2, but
first,
you know,
and started prowling
if you're
the
watching
area.
this, you probably should be expecting that. So yeah, if you don't want that, then just skip this part of the video, or just skip this whole video. There's not much left. So at the end of Witcher 2, depending on what you do, there is a dragon fight, and you fight a dragon, and you get picked up in its
Still
claws,
alive,
its talons,
bottom
and it,
here, horse.
you stab it, and it drops you, and it lands, and you land. You're both safe, you think, and then the camera pans over, and the dragon is actually impaled on a huge spiky tree, and you know, it's clearly in a lot of pain. And Geralt has the option to either kill it, put it out of its misery, or let it go, and let it be a dragon and do dragony stuff for a bit longer, assuming it lives. And I always choose to let it live, because that's part of Geralt's character, in my opinion, and that's part of my Geralt, that if there is a monster, a ridiculously rare monster, a monster as sort of amazing as a dragon living in the world, I don't want to be the one that kills it. Like, it wasn't, in The Witcher 2, it wasn't harming anyone by its own volition, it was being controlled by Philippa Eilhart, not Philippa Eilhart, by Sheila de Tanserville. Another pesky mage. And it wasn't planning to hurt anyone, it was Saskia. Another character from that part of the storyline. The Welsh leader of the non-humans in Vergen. She was the dragon. Her name was Synthesis. There's actually a Scoia'tael Gwent card based off her. So yeah, but that whole thing, long-winded, but was me trying to say that that scene with the griffin, you could see on Geralt's face and hear it in his voice slightly, that he felt sorry for that griffin. You know, he felt a sense of remorse, and he felt that what the Nilfgaardians did to it, creeping up on it while it was sleeping and just killing it in cold blood, was cruel. And their cruel, potentially unnecessary actions. I don't think before this point either griffin were killing people. I think they were both just feeding on animals and stuff. They weren't harming people. But after that point, where they killed the female griffin, the male fucking lost it. He lost his shit. He started, like, that's what led to this. He started attacking people. And now they've had to hire me to, well, they've had to hire Geralt to deal with it. Well, I say they. It wasn't the villagers that... Well, it wasn't the villagers that wanted me to kill it. They all gave me the contract for killing it. It was the Nilfgaardians, so... Nilfgaardians literally hiring me to fix their mistakes.
Yes? What is it, Wolf?
Got good news and bad news. Good
You've
news.
already seen this, so I'll skip it.
What else could he want?
Griffin's abandoned its lair.
And how's that going?
Learned some things. It's a male, and its nest in the Vulpine Woods. The Nilfgaardians burned the woods down, killed its mate, smashed their eggs. Thought they'd fixed things.
It's always the same. Instead of sending for a professional, they try to do it themselves, only end up making matters worse.
Absolutely fucked it.
Got the buckthorn.
Ought to work like a charm. Powerful scent.
More like stench.
City boy. Rotting meat, manure, piss, standard smells.
Bantamir.
Remember Tredegor? Hunting that Zoogle in the trash heap? You spent half the next day
cutting banter.
Scrubbing yourself.
Absolutely cutting.
How can I forget? You ever gonna stop bringing that up?
Fine.
Ah, Vesemir, what a hero.
Ready, say the word.
What an absolute hero.
I'm ready. No point in waiting.
I'm ready too. So yeah, bit of a cliffhanger. Come back next time for the Griffin's fight. It's a good one. It's a good fight. Good introduction to the monster killing, big monster killing in this game. So if you want to see that, Vesemir's fucking legging it. Look at him go! He's fucking 300 years old. Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.